When shifts happen, because shifts happen, when shifts happen, they happen on a dime, meaning the high-end homes will start to see that before the meat and potato season.
And then also inversely for us here in the Metroplex, the further out to the closer in.
Yes, location, location, location.
Yeah. Welcome back, guys. So we're gonna be doing a little spring market update for you guys, kind of talk about what's going on in the market, what we're seeing, what shifts are happening. We brought the old man back with his endless amounts of knowledge.
Wisdom.
To update what's going on the listing side of stuff. So you guys be sure to stick to the end. So we want to do a little update because I know we had talked about this a little bit earlier. Winter to springtime, we're now shifting. Memorial Day was, as you corrected me, last weekend. So we are kind of officially in that summer market. You know, we kind of talk about spring break is usually our unofficial start to the spring summer market, but we really start getting going around Memorial Day or so.
And we hear all these doomsayers about the marketplaces that have all gone up and they're going to start decreasing and we're going to see loss of values and that kind of stuff. You know, Dallas-Fort Worth is the economic engine for the United States, and we may see a slowdown, which we're actually seeing, a very slow increase in prices, not those huge jumps that we had in the past.
Well, and I think that kind of goes to what a lot of the news, when you hear these doomsday, it's crashing. It's, well, if you're comparing it to a year, 2 years ago, you know, COVID era, where we were having 25-30% increase in pricing year over year.
Which is unsustainable and stupid.
And ridiculous.
Yes.
I was just talking to a listing agent the other day about offers, and we're saying, yeah, we're still seeing stuff go for over list price. I mean, both the homes I showed yesterday have multiple offers, will likely go for over list. That being said, we're not seeing the just 60, 70, 80, 100, $150,000 over list price that we were seeing then. And that's ridiculous. I mean, that made it so hard for your average consumer to actually be able to purchase. So we are seeing the market in some ways cool, but really more just a return to normalcy.
Well, yeah, and that all goes to inventory. So what we're seeing is increasing inventory, which right now we see small percentage jumps of pricing. Like what is it in the Metroplex? I think a 1.5% increase.
1.5.
Is that last month? That was for last month?
That was April to April.
April to April.
Yeah, so
year over year.
Yeah, year over year.
We saw a 1.5% increase in pricing, and we saw an 8% increase in the number of sales.
Correct.
But we did see a massive jump in inventory.
45%?
Yeah, and then a big jump in month supply of inventory, which one leads to the other.
Yeah, and kind of talk about saturation reports. Whenever we're going out on a listing appointment, or even on the buy side of things, if I'm showing a buyer and we're saying, you know, okay, what do we think we need, you know, how do we need to come in on pricing on this? What do we need to offer?
It all comes down to saturation reports and inventory levels. So the news says it's a buyer's market, seller's market, but they don't quantify. So a 4-month supply is a normal market.
Yeah.
So if there were 8 homes for sale and 2 homes sold each month, it takes 4 months to absorb that inventory. Yeah. That's a normal marketplace. When you have less than that, it's a seller's market, more than that's a buyer's market. So in the crazy stupid times, we had a week supply.
Days sometimes, which was absolutely insane.
You know, and now we're seeing a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months supply, depending on price range. Higher up the food chain you go, the higher the supply of homes typically.
And also regional market information. Like we have one out in Harvest where there's a lot of new construction, there's a lot of newer homes. You do see, that's why it is very important to talk to an expert. Because I can't say like, oh, nationwide, this is what's going on.
It depends subdivision to subdivision.
Yeah.
You know, price point to price point. So when I'm talking to a client about selling their house, I look at the comparables, you know, of what has sold, but then I say to them, okay, guys, let's look at inventory levels because that determines, you know, our power position in negotiation. Yeah. You as a buyer's agent, you're looking at inventory levels saying, oh my gosh, well, there's a 1 month supply of inventory.
Yeah.
That means the seller has all the control.
We're going to have to go aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, we just kind of gave some numbers there for the DFW Metroplex as a whole, but if we tab over here to the, and we'll toss these all up on the screen for you guys to take a look at as well. But you can see, you know, median pricing kind of similar. I mean, we saw 3.2 month supply of inventory, whereas Denton County here specifically at the median price point, 2.5, 2.7 months.
2.7 months supply, which is still a seller's market, but it's etching. It's getting closer to that neutral marketplace. The issue is we've had a 40% increase in the number of listings.
Yes.
So with all that said, summer's here. So as summer goes through here, we're still going to be strong. The market's going to be strong.
Yeah. And we do see more listings come up during the summer, but there are also more buyers. So that does kind of.
But now can I say it?
Yeah, you can say it.
Winter's coming.
And we do have some big changes on the way too, with the NAR settlements and all that we've talked about before. You know, the market is going to be. We'll have to see. This is like no crystal ball here on this one.
Winter's coming. I had to play that on him.
That out.
Now, so as the fall comes, if we see another 40% increase in inventory, you know, that kind of inventory puts downward pressures on pricing, and so we will see a little bit of a change in, nothing drastic. It's not, sky's not falling, none of that stuff, but we will see downward pressures.
We're returning more to, you know, a normal market.
Yes,
Pre-COVID, we averaged here in North Texas 3 to 4% year over year, which is a normal, healthy.
That's a healthy market.
That was our market trend line, and that's taking into effect the housing crisis back in 2008 to 2012, and then the recovery from that. But if you take that trend line, we averaged a 3 to 4%, which is a normal,
it's a good,
healthy growth.
I mean, when from 2008 to 2012, when all the other markets were cratering, we're talking 50% loss of value in the homes. In those 4 years, we lost 14% of value. When I say we, I'm talking local areas, Lewisville, Flower Mound, Holland Village. Those are the markets that we really concentrate on. 14% over 4 years of loss is nothing.
Well, I mean, you take your average growth, and that's 3 years to recover.
It's a very sustainable. We're a marketplace that is very solid, meat and potatoes kind of marketplace.
Now, I do think we probably will see some larger adjustments because we saw some larger inflation. Seeing those 20 to 30% increases, we're probably going to see a little bit more of an adjustment when it comes back around. But
depends on inventory.
Depends on inventory. And that's the card that when people ask me, you know, crystal ball, where do I see the market going? There's a couple factors. Interest rates, inventory levels. Those are kind of the two leading indicators as far as where the market is trending. Those are going to be the two things you see.
Well, and when shifts happen, because shifts happen, when shifts happen, they happen on a dime. So it's very strange. All of a sudden, one day, it's like everybody woke up.
I mean, that was 2012, right? We were at convention, and it was literally over the weekend. Over the weekend we were there.
Market
it shifted from...
Just shut, you know? So when things like this happen, they happen from the top down, meaning the high-end homes will start to see that before the meat and potato season.
And then also, inversely for us here in the Metroplex, the further out to the closer in.
Yes. Location, location, location.
Yeah, so you'll start to see the further you go from kind of the hubs, your Dallas, Fort Worth, your inner circle.
It is location, location,
As soon as you start to expand out, you'll see those perimeter areas will start to see that pricing jump or lower first.
Yes. They will get,
and then it kind of trickles down as you get closer in.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
He did say something of worthiness.
Well, guys, I'm glad you guys liked this video. If you guys did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys have questions below, make sure to leave them in the comments or reach out to us if you guys have any questions specifically. Always here to help. Y'all have a great day.